Well, hey, folks, Mr. Hotty Toddy himself, Ronald Burns, and of course myself, John Lindsey, is here with you tonight. and we're coming live to you, Arkassippi Smoke Live, and we are in the pre-show. It's good to see you, Ronald Burns. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, John. Just got another Monday behind us. Looking for a great show. Hey, yes. Carly, boy, we've got to give Carly an award to be the first one to chime in every week. Thank you, Carly. We appreciate you.
Folks, I want to tell you, when you're logging onto the show, the reason your name don't show up on here, you have to approve StreamYard to show your name. So make sure you approve StreamYard to show who you are and be a part of this thing, or we won't know who you are. We can't see you. That's why it's saying Facebook user. Okay, so be sure and trigger that little message and let them have access to at least know who you are, so we can see you. Jana Mays, good to see you tonight. How you doing there, girl? Hope everything's great. And there's Miss Laura Haskett. Laura and Big Jim cooked down to Jimmy Jams on Friday night. Yep. Both of them had great taste scores. Laura, I think, had a 53 something, and Jim had a 50. Yep. Team Arkassippi members down there done an outstanding job. Good to see y'all. Laura, I just saw your new logo too on Facebook. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, we did.
Great. Caitlin Crane, Miss Arkassippi. Good to see you, Caitlin. Hope y'all are doing well. Scott Larchwood from Cleveland. Scott, good to see you. Hope Kyra's doing well. Hope y'all are all doing well. There's our buddy John Ardino, Ronald, from Pittsburgh. He never misses a show. Yep. I'm going to tell you, and I appreciate it too.
Yep. Appreciate it. Sure do.
There's another Facebook user. Remember, if you don't authorize StreamYard to see your name on the profile, it'll show you as a Facebook user. So all you got to do is get back out of it, come back in, and authorize StreamYard to show your name, okay? Tim, good to see you, brother. Tim judged down there this weekend. Said there were some of the best steaks down there that he'd had in a long time, and the scores reflected it down in that Florida area, didn't it, Ronald?
Yep. Yeah, it did. Sure did.
Chris Barber, sporting a brand new look on his cook trailer. Barber, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if you'll even know who we are. You may not even want to park in Arkassippi Alley down there this time, sporting that Cadillac, bringing it in. But anyway, we're looking forward to seeing you. He says he's coming to win that thing. I don't know. We'll see. Daniel Blair, good to see you. Glad you're here. Ron Templeman, good to see you, brother. Always good to see you. Got another Facebook user and a bunch of Facebook users on here. Remember, guys, you got to let StreamYard know who you are, and allow it to show you here. That's a new thing they've got, so be sure and do that if you can. Cheryl Williams, good to see you. Always good to see you, sister. And then Mr. John Bolton, cooking with Wolfpack right there. Check out his YouTube channel. John's excellent on camera, video. Anybody that can make crispy kale with the Arkassippi combo and make it look good. I mean, he's got me wanting to eat kale now. So check him out on his YouTube channel. He's awesome. Frank Davis, good to see you from down close to Hot Springs, Arkansas. Mr. Tribal Fire, good to see you. Always good to have you on with us. Let's see, David Murray. Good to see you, David. Glad you're here. Carl Harper from Pennsylvania. Good to see you, Carl. Glad you're with us tonight. There's Big Robert Collin. I went over to Mark Lambert's Sweet Swine of Mine Distributing today. Picked up a red box smoker, Ronald. Do a little shooting on some YouTube. We actually shot a video over there, and my phone went down, and I didn't get it. So we did all that for nothing. But anyway, Robert picked that thing up. He didn't even have to throw it over his shoulder. He carried it to the truck and threw it in there. But he fixed some pork smash burgers over there. And the only thing wrong with those things was, instead of I just got one. The only thing wrong is I didn't get two. They were that good. Ashley Henson, good to see you. Always good to see you, brother. Glad to see you over there with us today. A lot of Facebook users popping up. Remember, I'm going to say it one more time so it's just popping on might know. You've got to allow StreamYard to see your name. So that privacy section, when you first come into StreamYard, if you don't give it the permission to see your name, it won't show you. It's just going to show Facebook user. Carol Burtison, one of the best reps in the business tonight.
Yep.
Miss Carol, how are you? Love you, girl. Can't wait to see you soon. And thank you for tuning in with us. Michael Williams, good to see you, man. Thank you for showing up with us tonight. Let's see here. Look at that new Arkassippi smoke live. Now, we've both got these. Now, I've got mine hanging in the studio back there, but now you got yours right there. Tell us a little bit about that banner there, that sign right there, Ron.
Yeah, John, Rodney Livingston and Steve Leeper, they live over in Leoma, Tennessee. Rodney's actually the older, and he says smarter brother of Richie. And he made you and I one of these, and it looks really
awesome.
Good. Really good.
Sure
we
does.
Appreciate that.
We appreciate it. There's Mr. Marty Plute. I heard on YouTube from what Facebook from what Marty's saying, he's coming to tear up Jack in Decatur, Alabama this weekend at the cook-off. Marty, we're looking forward to seeing you, my friend.
Bring it here. Let me look at it. I'm sorry.
Always looking forward to seeing you and hope you're doing well. And you're liable to win that thing down there. Tim says hello from Florida. Michael Underwood, good to see you with us. Rick Manzi tonight. You know, everything that Rick puts on Facebook is pretty awesome. I don't know if you have seen some of the stuff he's cooking, but he's doing an excellent job. Ronald, you got technical difficulties?
No. I was trying to help Melissa do the StreamYard where it would show the name, but what do you need to do again? Say that again. You need
it's going to ask you
accept
if you can, accept the privacy part of that, and it will give you
accept the privacy part of it.
Yep. There's a little button there that you click, and it says, "Is it okay for StreamYard to show your whatever?" And just click yes.
Gotcha.
Anyway, Rick Manzi's cooking some great stuff. I don't know if you've seen him, followed him on Facebook. Great. Brian Scholes is with us tonight. Brian, good to see you, brother. I think you were on with us with Q-Chat last Tuesday night when we were on there with Jake and Dave, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But I know you've been using some of our stuff, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate it and hope you're doing well, my friend. Melissa Newsom, good to see you. We got the Johnny Wells Smokehouse gang, Team Arkassippi, coming in tonight. Really tore it up in Florida this weekend, Ronald.
Yep, they did. Sure did. Great weekend for those guys.
Great weekend. Jeremy James in Searcy, Arkansas. Jeremy, good to see you, brother. Can't wait to get back down there and cook one of your contests. Yep. Seems like every time I go down there, I walk away with a blessing. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's a great organization, great folks, and it's always good to see them. Trinidad, good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well down there in Texas tonight, and good to see you. Raz, good to see you. Yes, sir. Young Harris, that's a Georgia contest. Looks like you're going to be heading down that way. Been following you. Looks like you're cooking some good stuff. You trying a few flavor profiles. Looks like I've been watching. Good luck on what you're doing. I know you got your secret stuff that you put on, and it seems to be working for you when you go. Good luck on it, brother. Hope you do well. Papo Joe's from Hutto, Texas. Good to see you. Chuck and Vanessa. John Schultz, good to see you. John Burns from Oklahoma. Great night to have you on, brother. Good to see you. Big Hat Barbecue, I believe that's Michael Tutton, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Michael lost his mom the other day. Michael, we wish the best for you and your family. We've been praying for you, brother. Want you to know that.
Sure did. Prayed for you right there, brother. As soon as we heard, we still know where our bread's buttered. And as soon as I heard about what is going on with your mom, I bowed my head and had a prayer for you and your family right then. And so I want you to know that wish you the best. Daniel Wilson, I see your name out here, brother. We can see you. And Bob Gonzalez, good to see you, my friend. Bob, honorary member of Team Arkassippi.
The Facebook user there from Jackson Hole, I know that one. I'll tell you who that is. That's old Tweet Shane Garvin. He got married Saturday, and him and Amy are on their honeymoon, and Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So I know that's got to be Tweet right there.
Got to be Tweet. Yep, got to be Tweet. Tweet, good to see you tonight, Mr. Facebook user. Bob, we don't always see Facebook user, but you typed in Bob Gonzalez. Arkassippi Nation. Ronald, I tell you what, everything has been going so good with our rubs, the Arkassippi team coming out, and now Arkassippi Nation seems to be growing every week. I'm excited about that. Greetings from the frozen tundra of West Central Florida. Don't know who you are, Facebook user. But anyway, I tell you what, I know it's cold a little bit everywhere we're at, but sure is good to see you. Thank you for being on tonight. Miss Kitty Dolan, Chuck and Kitty both have had COVID. Most of you down in that Florida area know who they are. Great cooks and great reps. Well respected down there. Had you guys in our thoughts and prayers also, Miss Kitty. Want you to know that, and I want you to know that we'll continue that. I know Ronald, they're wanting to cook, but still testing positive right now. But thank God you come through that thing, and maybe you won't have to worry about anything like that again. So that's our thought and our prayer for you. Daniel, good to see you. Always good to see you on with us. Thank you so much. Yep, Daniel Wilson. Now he fixed it, and there you go, brother. We can see you. Jake Harshman, Q Chat, pick him up on 6:00 Central Time on Tuesday nights. I don't know who you got on there tomorrow night, Jake, but we were honored to be on there with you last Tuesday night. If y'all missed that show, please go watch it. You can pick it up on the podcast. All of the podcast apps have it. It was a great show. Miss Connie Stiegel. Connie, always good to see you. One of the rising stars in the SCA. Boy, she's had a busy month. Ever since that deal kicked off January 1 down there in Laurel, Mississippi. I mean, she's been setting the woods on fire. Yeah. And I don't know if you've been watching what she's cooking on Facebook, but I'm going to tell you something. She's cooking lights out. So, Connie, good to see you. Let's see. Mark Lambert, Mr. Sweet Swine of mine right there. We was over there with Mark today, enjoyed a great visit. I actually picked up a bottle of his Texas beef today, Ronald. Boy, I'm going to tell you something. It pairs well with the Arkassippi combo. Layers of flavor right there.
That's some good stuff. It is. Good stuff.
Jamie Thomas, good to see you. Yep, you got your name showing right there now. Good deal, brother. Marty Plute's back on. Blake Kitchens. Blake, looks like you're coming in hot down in Alabama, from what I understand. Looking forward to seeing you down there, brother. And Jason Rackley's with us, doing a great job. There's Mr. John Pendray. Yes, sir, it worked. Got your name up there now, brother. Good to see you. And Andy Williams, how he got that, I have no idea on his name, but there he is.
Melissa Wells. We see you, Melissa Newsom. We see your name. You did something right there.
Whatever you did,
we got you.
Yep. You got it right. Miss Angel Todd, one of the great reps and SCA leaders right now. I'm going to tell you, she does an excellent job. Angel, good to see you. She won our rub combos last week on Q-Chat. And so she won the whole deal. Actually, we had her. She won 2, the chicken combo. Brent Howard won the barbecue combo. And you know what Brent said today? He said, just send Angel mine too, because I'm a sponsored member of the team. So, Angel, you're getting all 4 rubs sent your way, and we appreciate it. Now, Melissa showed back up.
She got hers fixed.
Yep. All right, folks. Well, it's good to have you tonight. We wanted to call you out and shout you out and just say hello to Arkassippi Nation and our Arkassippi family. We're going to get ready and get started in the show. Ron, this is going to be a great show tonight. We've got a bunch of good folks on here tonight. I'm looking forward to it, brother.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. You're looking forward to it.
Can't wait. We'll see you over in the next segment here in just a minute for the real show. The pre-show's been great. We'll see you in just a minute on Arkassippi Smoke Live. It's going to be awesome tonight. Hey, everybody, I'm John Lindsey with the All Queued Up Competition State Team and Arkassippi Smoke Live, and I'm here tonight with Mr. Hotty Toddy himself, Mr. Ronald Burns. Ronald, sure is good to see you tonight. Glad to have you on here with us, and boy, we've got an action-packed show tonight, brother.
Yeah, John, we've got a great show tonight. Bring the guys from North Carolina. We got, I guess, acquainted with them back in October through Cheryl and Andy and John Pendray from the contest down in Florida. And and man, it's been a pleasure to meet those guys. We met all of them at the Alabama State Championship, and it was just great to finally get to meet the whole group. And man, they're cooking lights out right now.
And they made Team Arkassippi 2021 using the Arkassippi combo. All these fellas from Johnny Macwell Smokehouse. We're going to talk a little bit more about them here in just a minute, but I'm going to tell you right now, they're cooking lights out. And they just went down to Florida this weekend and just literally tore up Jack down there, brother.
Yeah, the scores were really high down there, but man, their taste scores were out the roof, and man, that's what we love to see. We love to see that layering of flavors, and that always works good, brother.
They got the job done. Now, I don't know for sure about Bruce, and we're going to talk about Bruce Newsom on what he did Friday night on his taste score. But now I know
he's Nathan, on there. He's on here, so he should be able to tell us. So
yeah, he's on here with he's a surprise guest tonight because we didn't have him actually coming on the show, but we finally got him, and we're glad that he's coming on with us. But Bruce Newsom, who won Friday night, we'll talk about his scores in just a minute. But I do know that Patrick Howell, wound up with a 53.8 in taste. Let me see. Nathan Cornish had a 53.7. And Freddie Ellis had a 53.5. The top three taste scores of that contest. I'm going to tell you something. They're cooking lights out. Now, it takes more than just a good taste score to win contests. But, boy, it sure is good when you can hit the taste scores. It gives you a little cushion if you miss something else to be able to push it over the top.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and anytime you can do 50 plus, that's a good day. Especially, you get up there toward that perfect score. I mean, 53.8, man, that's pushing it hard right there, man. That's good.
And Patrick Howell won the thing on Saturday, the second contest. Patrick Howell won that thing with a 253.8. Now, buddy, that's saying something. And then Bruce won with a 253.5 on Friday night. So I'm going to tell you something. These guys went down there and meant business, and I'm going to tell you, we're going to talk to him about what it took to pull that thing off. We're going to talk to him a little bit about what Johnny Macwell Smokehouse is, their history, because these guys, even before they joined our team, I call them one of the most flamboyant teams in cooking sport right now. Every time I see them, they're dressed alike. They look like ZZ Top, man. They're everything they got's choreographed. So it's just good to be a part of the cool kids club with folks like this. So I'm going to tell you something. I'm excited, and we got to meet them down to at the Alabama Championship. Freddie gave us some of the best peanuts I've ever had in my life. I've already eat all those jars, and maybe I'll get some more next time I see him. But anyway, awesome thing. That's the first segment tonight. And then second segment, we've got our segment on Ask the Judge with Big Jim Hudgins. Jim's always great. He's an excellent cook and an excellent SCA judge. He's a promoter. But one good little tidbit of news on Jim today, he's put, Big Jim has his own unique rub that has come out. He's been testing the waters, doing some tests with that. Well, it's finally out and being shipped out. He's used that with the Arkassippi combo all the way through for a unique taste, layering the flavors. If anybody knows about Layerology 101, it's Big Jim Hudgins, and he's putting it out there. And we're going to talk to him at first about his rubs. He's putting them out, where to get them, things like that. And we're going to get your segment going on Ask the Judge. So be sure, folks, we're going to take about 30 minutes and talk to Big Jim about rules in the SCA. If you have questions about doneness, about appearance, about overall impression, taste scores, anything you can think of, we got the man on here tonight that can give you the right answers. Big Jim Hudgins be on in the second segment. Ronald, you and I had a pretty heavy weekend, didn't we?
Yeah, John, we got together and done some filming, some videos, and got our commercials lined up and a few other things. So we had a hard day Saturday. That's what I said when I got home. I felt like that I'd cooked a barbecue contest actually all day. So we had a lot going on.
We had a lot going on. Now, I want to tell everyone we got a brand new video series coming out on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, we're going to go ahead and tell you right now, please go over and subscribe. Arkassippi Smoke Live Cooking Show on YouTube. We need you to subscribe. Help us out, folks, if you've not subscribed. Now, one of the things that's going to be the first thing out, and there'll be 3 episodes on this. Ronald, we got to get a lot of questions about ancillary categories, right?
Yep.
But we also get tons of questions on the kids categories, and nobody's doing anything on that. And that's one of the most important things that we've got is giving back to kids, that's cooking the kids' cues and the kids' pork chop ancillaries and steak ancillaries. We want to give back to them. So what we did is we took a whole segment. It'll be 3 episodes, I think. The first episode will be released tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, next episode will be released, and it will be, here we go, Ronald. Competition pork chops. Kids pork chop ancillary secrets, tips, and tricks for SCA competitions. You know, a lot of the parents want to know, well, how do we get in the ballpark? You know, you can't win every time. We're not looking for anybody to win every time. That's not the goal. The goal is to be able to go out and compete and enjoy yourself. And to be able to do that, you kind of got to get in the ballpark. So that's what we're doing with these episodes, Ronald. What do you think about the pork chops when we got them cooked and how we approach this thing?
You know, John, those number one, there was some great quality pork chops, and then you know, the layerology, if you will, the layering of flavors that we did on those pork chops, man, they were phenomenal. You know, we hit it with a little sauce and right there at the end, and it just brought those blend of flavors kind of exploded. I was really
you were shocked, wasn't you, brother?
I mean, they were good. I mean, they were really good.
And we did them 2 ways. I cooked the pork chop. Ronald cooked one. And so both of these ways will win. And I think if you could turn out pork chops like we did this weekend, I think they'll do well in that kids competition. So bring the children in front of the screen. Y'all get together as a family, watch these videos, get out there and practice cooking them. And by all means, have fun and cook a pork chop, Ronald.
That's right.
That's exactly right. Ronald, I want you to give us a rundown on our 2021 sponsors of the show, and we'll be airing these commercials as time goes by. We want to go ahead and kick in with the 2021 show sponsors tonight.
Sure. You know, John, we are pleased to have Big Jim Hudgins Steak and More Rub as a sponsor of our show tonight. And as always, we're proud to have Shane and Lawson Lynn and the fine folks at Townsend Spice and Supply. Great to have them. And I think we'll have a little surprise here later on in the show. You and I can kind of talk about that later. But Bama Barbecue Supply, Rob Fleming, great guys down there that have always been a supporter of ours. We really appreciate them. Maggie's Farms, Chad Whittington, and the Lottie's Pepper Jelly. I'll tell you guys, if you hadn't tried that pepper jelly, Chad's got several different flavors out there, but man, they are super as a glaze, you know, as an appetizer, however you want to put it. That stuff is really good. And last but not least, we've got P&L Grilling Supplies, P&L Steaks, Roland Escobedo. Roland's been a sponsor of our show since actually when the very beginning. And Roland's back on with us for P&L Steaks in 2021. So that's our lineup of sponsors for 2021, and we couldn't be more happy with it.
That's awesome, and man, we can't wait. We'll have some commercials running in some of our next shows that we've got, but we want to get you acquainted with these, and we'll go over them several times tonight. Awesome group of folks there. Also, Ronald, we're sponsored this year by 2021 Royal Oak Charcoal, keeping the fires hot. Team Royal Oak 2021. We've enjoyed that partnership already. Craig Verhage was on last week. It was a wonderful time with Craig. Yep. Now, as you know, we had a giveaway this past week. Miss Connie Stegall kind of helped us with this one. And we started in with anyone. We announced it last week. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel from last week till Sunday was the cutoff day, your name went into a hat and was generated to be the winner of a great contest. It's the Arkassippi Chicken Combo and Hasty Baked Grill hat. So the combo consists of the Climax and the Rockin' Rooster Chicken Rub Hasty Baked Grill hat. So that winner, everybody get ready, that big winner that popped up this week when we generated all the names and pulled them up was none other than, here we go, Ronald. Mr. Ben Snodgrass. Ben Snodgrass. Big Ben. I don't know if you're on here with us tonight, Ben, but I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll make sure we send you a message here in a few minutes. And, folks, we are going to be continuing our giveaway. We're also going to start another giveaway as of tonight, going through next Sunday for the same exact giveaway, Climax and the Rockin' Rooster Chicken Rub. And this time it's going to be an Arkassippi Smoke Live hat. And so be sure and go subscribe starting right now to the YouTube channel, and we'll pull your name, generate a new name next week. Also, if you stay with us till the end of this show tonight, the very end, it'll be the last thing we do, and you got to be here to get it. We've got another big giveaway we're going to announce tonight for tonight's show. How's that sound, Ron?
Sounds good, brother.
A lot of stuff going on, isn't it?
A lot of stuff going on.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. I think without any further ado, I think we've crossed all them bridges, brother. Let's bring on the Johnny Macwell Smokehouse team, Team Arkassippi, North Carolina. Mr. Patrick Howell, Nathan Cornish, Freddie Ellis, Bruce Newsom. Yep. The gang's in the house. Come on board with us, fellas. There they are. Big winners from this week. How you doing?
Doing great, guys. Thank you for having the Smokehouse on the Arkassippi Smoke Live tonight.
Oh, man, we are so glad that y'all are on with us. Can't tell you how proud we are, Team Arkassippi right here. And I want to get something out of the way just a minute now. Bruce, I know you won Friday night. Now, you had another young lady that placed in both these competitions. It's not on here with us tonight. So tell us a little bit about who she is and what she accomplished this weekend down there with those top-notch cooks.
Well, that's my lovely wife, Melissa. She placed 10th Friday night, and she placed 5th Saturday.
Awesome job from Melissa.
Awesome
job. All right.
Awesome.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. You guys tore up Jack down in Florida this weekend. With those scores, I'm going to tell you, I know that tells me a couple of things. First of all, they've got awesome judges in Florida. And any way you slice it, those judges down there, you've got the Dolans, you've got the Haskets, all those folks down there, the reps are top-notch and the judges are top-notch. We know that. And when I see scores put out like that, you know when scores are that tight, you've got some good judging going on. Now, to walk into that kind of thing and come out with what y'all did, I just think it was awesome. Let's talk to you, Bruce. First of all, let's talk to you tonight. How did you approach this contest? Is this your first place win, or have you won one before, brother?
The highest place I placed, I think, was 3rd. Nathan passed down his ticket to me when we were in Lindsey.
Gotcha. Yes, sir. And you went in, I guess, cooking just – had you made any changes? Have you done anything different? Now, we ain't going to pry any secrets out of you, although, Ron, we may need to pry some out of these guys for the contest for this weekend. But, Bruce, we're not going to try to pry any secrets out of you. But tell us, did you do anything different on this one rather than some of the other ones? Or
just try to have more fun. Just have more fun.
Yeah, well, that's a cure for a lot of things right there. I was talking to Mark Lambert today about how serious we've all got about cooking steak. It's a wonderful thing. We want to compete. But, Ronald, if we're having fun and cooking a steak, I just do better, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, much better. And I, guys, I see that, even when you guys were in Alabama, you guys were, all kind of hanging out, even though we had a windy day and some mishaps here and there with tents and whatever. So, but man, you guys are, like I said, I remember back when I first heard the name, Nathan, back in October when I got the call from Andy Williams telling me about this young guy. He said, you guys need to get him on the show. I'm telling you, tells me the whole story and about how Nathan and, how it's evolved from October through this weekend. It seems like with Melissa and her two finishes there, you guys have made that contagious within the Johnny Macwell Smokehouse Cook team. I'll tell you that.
Man, that's awesome. Well, tell us just a minute. Now, I know you all were, all of you were using some shape, form, or fashion of the Arkassippi combo to a degree, somehow, some way. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We all do different things with it. We take each step by step. It's amazing, Rub. Y'all done a good job with it. I've tried to acquire it to what we're used to cooking with in North Carolina. And, hey, it's worked for us. Thanks to Andy Williams and Miss Cheryl. I shouldn't say Miss Cheryl. Yeah, I will, because Nathan, they took him as a step. And as I told Ronald earlier, John Pendray, he's at my grill every cook that I've been to since I met him. And I hope he's watching, because he is the quiet guy in the crowd, but will come over there and hand you his hand and tell you what you need to do. And hats off to that. But yeah, we're family operated, all family friends. James Jeans is not with us tonight. He's tired. I understand that. Hey, it's been a long weekend, a great weekend, but we practice at home at the smokehouse every week, and as a family, and that's what we do. Our taste testers are Frank K and for other people in the community, and that's where we're going today. There's no secret.
Well, I watch you guys on Facebook, and y'all have a lot of fun. Very family-oriented group of folks here, and it means so much in the world that we're living in now to have folks like that. We're proud to have you on this team. We're proud to have you out there representing our brand and our rubs that me and Ronald's put blood, sweat, and tears into. A lot of folks out there just using Ronald's rubs. A lot of folks out there just using my rub. But when you put those two together, it just seems to work. And that's where the combination and the balance, if you layer those on and get that balanced flavor and come over top of it, you can change it, but get that good balance in. It seems like that's working just about anywhere it goes.
Yeah. It does. Obviously, it's worked for us. Of course, it's carried a lot of people different places. We've succeeded with it very well in the past couple months. Obviously, we're at a different advantage than a lot of people, because we got to go either north, south, or out y'all's way, and it's tough. Guys are working jobs, and you got to ride 10, 12 hours, and it's a hard. We don't go with one; we go with a pack.
Yeah. I understand.
That's what we do. We're as a pack.
Well,
but, it's working.
And it's awesome. So just real quick, Bruce, what was your taste score on Friday night? Do you remember?
53.5, I think.
53.5. Yeah. Great taste score. Congratulations on your first place win, your golden tickets to the World Championship.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. And it's wonderful. So then we come back on Saturday. Now you placed you had a first. John Pendray, I think, had a fifth on Friday night, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in that range.
That's correct. Yeah.
Done an excellent job. John Pendray is a force to be reckoned with no matter where he goes, and he's
absolutely
wonderful job. And then Ronald, I believe after that, and your wife had a 10th, you said, on Friday night, Bruce. So you guys, we had some pretty good results there. Then we turned around Saturday, and Nathan, you come up. You didn't fare as well on Friday night, but you come up hitting lights out on Saturday and took a 6th place with a 53.7 in taste. What'd you change? What'd you do to keep knocking on the door, bro?
Tell you what, I called on speed dial, like on the Monopoly show. I called Andy and Cheryl. They were my lifeline. And I talked to them on Saturday morning, and they talked to me and walked me through what I did Friday night. And I was a little frustrated. I'm not going to lie, but they helped me a lot Saturday, and I made some corrections to what I was doing, and it definitely helped. So I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to Andy and Cheryl and Mr. John Pendray for helping me out.
Good,
buddy. You made leaps and bounds, and I am so proud of you, Nathan. I mean,
we are.
Freddie, the hard part is, and Ronald, you know this because we see it all the time. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Hey, that's been my saying the whole time I started Smokehouse. If you drop the rain, they got
That's it, brother. You can't. We tell people that me and Ronald get. I don't know how many messages anymore a week. People want to know how to layer, want to know what to do. We tell them, and some of them will text back, well, we done this, and then you ask them, and it didn't work, and you ask them, why didn't you do what we done? There's certain things work. Nathan done, when Andy and Cheryl kind of guided you, you did what they told you to do and started hitting and started doing good. Now, Freddie, what did you come up with on Saturday?
I came up with a 53.5. I was 9th place.
9th place, 53.5 taste.
Yeah.
In tough circumstance. Now you've done well out there yourself, Freddie. And so what do you think about your steak on Friday night versus the one you had on Saturday?
I think the biggest thing that got us on Friday night was weather. It was a little bit colder, and we're used to cooking in cold. I practice here at the house, not at the smokehouse where I got everything I need. I practice at home under the carport in cold weather. I thought I was doing good with no lights and everything else, but it caught me Friday night, and when Nathan come in last, I got to laugh about it because, the poor kid, I was worried about him. Everybody, John's over there. I got everybody like, what do we got to do? John's like, got to run hard. Okay. And then Saturday, we just, I said, look, guys, we're a family, we're friends. Let's do our normal routine. We got our music playing. Everybody go and just practice, and it worked like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, and that's all.
That's the easiest way I can explain it. Everybody's got a bad night, a good day, or whatever you want to call it.
Ronald, you've had those contests before, haven't you, brother?
It's just one of those days.
Yeah, make you scratch your head sometimes. Yeah, one of those days though. But you guys pulled it together, and that's that's a great thing. So
absolutely.
The quiet one of your crowd is the one that really showed out when it come to a score and a taste score, right? Yeah. He's sitting there just all quiet, taking all this in, and so. Yeah, he's saying, you boys talk about them low scores. Wait till they get to mine.
Well, let's talk about the man of the hour, Mr. Pat Howell, right there sitting on the front row. Patrick, good to have you. Glad to have you part of Team Arkassippi, my friend. Want you to know that. You went out there and showed up and showed out in Florida. I watched the whole deal, saw what you'd done. I saw the excitement and everything that you had going on, and I saw how your teammates rallied around you. So I know you're well loved there. Freddie, you said he's done everything from wash dishes to loading trailers and everything else, paid his dues. Now he's worked himself up to a golden ticket winner.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's all. Patrick, tell me, now, is this your first win, period? Have you won before, or is this your first one?
I haven't won first place, but this time I've given him 5th and 8th in Pennsylvania last year.
That's great. Yep. So this was your first place win this weekend.
Yes, sir. My second.
Wow.
That's awesome. Well, did you do anything different, brother? Was you just kind of still cooking with the game plan, or did you change anything going down into Florida down there?
Never changed anything.
Didn't change a thing. What do you guys cook on?
PK.
PK original or 360? TX PK. That's awesome, brother. I'm going to tell you something. My hat is off to you, my friend. Congratulations, sir. Thank you for being part of our team, and you've just done an outstanding job, my friend. I was so proud of you. And Ron, you got anything you want to ask the big winner of the weekend? The two big winners, Bruce or Patrick here?
No, guys, I just want to say, sitting back and, from October of last year when we first met Nathan on the show, actually. And then we met you guys, I think part of you guys in Glencoe, Alabama. But to see where, this relationship has come since then is just a really highlight for John and I, man. I got to tell you, sitting there watching those awards and seeing the enthusiasm, you guys, man, a picture or video is worth 1,000 words. And I just want to personally say congratulations on that. And Freddie, man, I certainly enjoyed the time you and I got to spend at the Alabama State Championship, getting to know you and talking cooking and talking grills. And I'm already looking for the next time we can get together and talk again, brother. I'll tell you.
Yeah, me too. So I appreciate that. Thank you for your hospitality and obviously I got to say this because I got to shine, get ready to go on the Eastern North Carolina barbecue. We're not cooking steaks.
There you go. There you go.
Well,
there you go. That's some good stuff right there.
I know it is.
Chris Barber asked, will y'all be in Decatur? I think he's hoping y'all don't make that trip. He's getting a little scared down there.
I think we talked about it. I think we're going to stay home and just practice through the Super Bowl and get ready for Texas.
I don't blame you, brother. Yes, sir. That's a good thing. Now, tell us about Johnny Macwell's Smokehouse, Freddie. Tell us a little bit about that. A lot of folks don't know what that is, so enlighten us just a little bit.
Okay. Johnny Macwell's was my grandfather. Melissa, which is Bruce's wife, me and her are first cousins. And so it's her grandfather, too. And we have a 8K that inherited our home place. Well, we had a smokehouse back there, which was just a small building. And, they cooked and done shade tree cooking like we just talked about earlier. And I've added on to it. And it's a nice place. We're all about family and friends. We're always cooking. That's the story, and it's just started from 2 or 3 years ago to adding on to where we're at today.
Did I understand right that you've been on the Today Show and everything?
I have, yes, sir. I cooked on the Today Show in 2017 on the Plaza.
Now, how'd you come about getting on the Today Show, Fred?
My daughter, Kirsten, which cooks on the team, which is married to Little Nathan, as we know him. And he had sent an email, and it went from one to another. And I ended up getting to go on the Plaza. And that's how over in our side of the country, we never heard of PK Grills. And that's when they come out with the 360. And so Scott Moody and Chef Tim Love was doing the presentation that day with Al Roca. And I ended up cooking on the Plaza. And that's how we got involved with cooking the steak. And I went from there straight to winning one and going to the world last year.
That's awesome.
Good.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So who in this group is qualified for the World Championship for this year that's coming in March? I know you and Nathan both.
Bruce and James is at home. Yeah, we got
okay. So you got 4 of them.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
So you may stand a chance since Pat's not cooking this year, but now next year you better ramp up, buddy.
We better be worried about it.
Yeah, he's the quiet one. He's the one you got to watch.
Yeah,
I said he's the quiet one. He's the one you got to watch, right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, Pat, I'm looking for some big things out of you this year, brother. I just kind of feel like you done fixing to set the woods on fire, my man. And I'm looking forward to you. We're going to be rooting for you, even though if we don't not cooking where y'all are at, we will definitely be rooting for you guys. Not just because you're part of Team Arkassippi and brand ambassador for us, but because you're the kind of folks that we like, want to be around, and you're our kind of people. I knew that from the first time we laid eyes on you, and you brought me that big old jar of peanuts. I was hooked right in. Tell us a little bit, Freddie, about those peanuts that you have. Now, a lot of folks got those down in the Alabama State Championship. Me and Ronald's already ate our way out of our couple of jars.
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about those peanuts.
Hey, the peanuts are First United Methodist Church. It's an organization that's been going on, I think, 65 years. I might be wrong with my true years. And yeah, there you go. Ronald got it. I mean, they're just good to eat. You know, it's in a Mallow pickle jar. We cook. It's a men's deal. We cook, and all the funds we raise at the church goes to the community, whatever need might be for whoever asks for assistance. They're a big supporter of the Scout program. I'm an Eagle Scout. I remember coming through in '82, and they anything we needed, we always had. And so, obviously, at my age now, when I was asked to come cook, I didn't realize we were going to cook as hard as we were cooking because they're a lot older. Hey, we're doing it, and it's been a blessing from the good Lord.
That's great. Boy, that is awesome. Ronald, what do you think? You've got the peanuts there. You done held them up, but they're awesome.
Them is fine right there.
So that's a ministry of
the shine on, boy. We can make some barbecue.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Church. Is that right, Freddie? Yeah. The ministry of your church.
The history of church. I grew up going to church there. My mother, my family went to church there, and you know, it's just a small community. Hey, we're at Mallow Pickles. That's where I'm wearing a pickle hat tonight for them. I mean, they're the largest pickle family-owned pickle business in the world, and they're all over the place. And they give us a lot of support, and thanks to them. And you know, it's just a small community. We're a 5,000 population town, and it's all. We're really close knit, just like y'all are from y'all's town. You know?
We've got to come out there and see you before long. I
want to have everybody to the smokehouse, and I want to have an invitation only, non-sanctioned event, and I've got the charity in mind that I want to do, and it's going to be amazing.
When you decide to do that, get with me and Ronald, and we'll do an Arkassippi Smoke Live from out there, and we'll turn on the.
We're loved to have the people we want to have there, and something I want to do, and I think we're ready for it.
That's awesome.
Good deal.
Caitlin Crane asked, "Is there a way to order those peanuts?"
It is. They can go. There's a number on the thing. First United Methodist Church. Friend me on Facebook. You can order them. They ship them UPS to you. It's our secretary is 95 years old, Miss Ruby, and we don't have debit cards, but if you got a good check and a good credit, you're going to get it. I mean, I was a little fella, so she's still running it, and hats off to her, you know. Hopefully I can walk to the front at 95.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's good. That's good.
Ronald, anything else that we want to talk to Patrick and Nathan, Freddie, and Bruce about here before we call in tonight and go into our second segment?
No, guys, I just want to say thank you again for being on the show. Thank you for being a part of Team Arkassippi, man. We are super thrilled to have your group as part of the team. Looking forward to the rest of 2021, and definitely looking forward to Fort Worth, where we can all get together and have fun and cook a steak.
We're looking forward to that.
Arkassippi, Team Arkassippi's got some big things planned for the Fort Worth showdown down there.
Yeah.
And man, I tell you what, it's going to be a big fun thing. We're going to start planning that. We'd like to get y'all in on some of the planning of that, if you don't mind be part of it.
Yes, no, we'll be ready.
Who knows? We may have Arkassippi Alley set up down there. Maybe.
Yeah, we may.
We're coming hard at you now. We're ready.
Hey, good to see y'all tonight. And hey, congratulations. Keep cooking, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see y'all too.
Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Man, that's some awesome folks right there, bro. I'm gonna tell you,
man. Yeah, that's a great group of guys right there, John. You know, I talking to Freddie over there, and then just to see the enthusiasm with him and his group there. I know when I first started, doing barbecue with Bo and Clint and a buddy of mine, that another buddy joined us, and and then when we started cooking steaks, we added Melissa and Jason and Tweet and Richie's wife, and man, it's great to have a group like that together, and this Team Arkassippi concept that we've come out with is just making that family bigger. So we certainly enjoy that.
Now, folks, don't leave us, because we do have a big giveaway at the end of this show tonight. Make absolutely sure you stay with us, or you're going to miss it. It's a big giveaway, and we want you to be a part of that, okay? Also, Kristen Cornish said that she's going to make sure Freddie and Nathan share info on how to order on their Facebook page on those peanuts, okay? So that'll be good. Awesome. That'll be an awesome thing. All right. So, Ronald, as we kind of stop right here and pause for just a minute, I want to share a little bit more about our sponsors of the show this week. And for 2021, we got P&L Grilling Supply. Mr. Roland Escobedo, one of the good guys out there, got all the supplies that you might want to need and find. Check them out on the World Wide Web, P&L Grilling Supply. Also, Maggie's Farm. Mr. Chad Whittington got that Lottie's pepper jelly that's awesome. We even show you how to glaze with that on some of our videos that we did this last week. Remember that. Bama Barbecue Supply. I'll tell you what, Rob Fleming does a great job over there, carries all the Arkassippi line and then some. Just tons of grills, accessories. One of the good guys right there, Bama Barbecue Supply. Townsend Spice and Supply Company, Melbourne, Arkansas. Shane and Lawson Lynn. Man, they carry all the Arkassippi line, a lot of the P&L, Big Jim Hudgins, some of the most popular brands out there that they provide. And then also they've got their own line that's always lights out, that pairs well with the Arkassippi combo. For all your grilling needs, be checking them out. If you want a co-pack rub, anything like that, they can handle that too. Shane Lynn, Lawson Lynn, Townsend Spice and Supply, Melbourne, Arkansas. And then we got Big Jim Hudgins Steak Rub. One of the great rubs that pairs well with the Arkassippi combo, award-winning rub. Steak and more. Try it on fish, chicken, anything you can think of. Big Jim Hudgins and his steak rub. He'll be on here in just a minute. That's our 2021 show sponsors for Arkassippi Smoke Live. And I tell you what, I'm proud of all of them. Aren't you?
Yeah, we are, John. It's great to be associated with this great group of people, and we certainly appreciate it for sure. I saw someone commented over there they needed a class in layerology. John, that's coming. Let's just say coming soon. So
coming soon. Yep. Trust us. Layerology 101, Arkassippi combo, and other things that we can show you how to layer. I promise you that it's going to be a big fun time when we're showing how to layer. Before it's over with, Ronald, we may be giving out doctors of layerology through the Arkassippi University.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see how that's going to work. But anyway, I was doing my best to try to find and run down. I've got a little clip here. Rob Collum, Ashley Henson, Big Jim Hudgins, and I believe Glenn Boland, some of the Arkassippi members got together this weekend for a big practice weekend down at Rob Collum's place. His little girl was cooking a steak. I want to show you this little video clip that we come up with.
I cooked this with the Arkassippi combo.
All right.
Did you get that? Let's play it one more time.
I cooked this with the Arkassippi combo.
All right.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
all right,
awesome.
Without any further ado, it's our next segment, Ask the Judge. Big Jim Hudgins, come on board with us, my friend. Great SCA judge, promoter, and SCA cook. Friend of the show. Good to see you, buddy. There he is. How you doing, Jim?
I'll tell you, it feels like a heavy weight was lifted off of me when I got the call today and said it was ready to ship. Long fight. I owe a lot of people a lot of thanks for getting it out there. So,
well, we wanted to bring you on and say congratulations, first of all.
Yep. Yeah, Jim, you remember back, I don't even remember when you first asked me about that. I told you that there'll be some sampling and you'd have to go back and forth a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And just be patient with it because there was a lot of steps to it.
I'll tell you, you warned me good about getting the rub recipe right and all this, that, and the other thing, but nobody warned me about them dadgum labels. Oh my God.
Now, Jim, here's the thing about me and Ronald, and we, and I don't have to say it, but we've been behind you since day one on this rub.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been sponsored by groups before that if you even talked about a different rub or another rub or something, well, they was chewing you out behind the scenes. And what me and Ronald, we love it when you talk about it. And we talk about it with you because it layers so well with the Arkassippi combo.
Let's not get this twisted. I'm still a member of Team Arkassippi, and I still rock that combo. So, whether y'all were sponsoring me or not, it would still be on my steak. This just happens to go with it.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to Mark Lambert today and grabbed some of his Texas beef. And, Chris Barber on our team uses that Texas beef. It's a great rub. And he layers it with the Arkassippi combo. And that's what this whole thing's about, Ronald. Layers of flavor. And I know how I layer my Arkassippi combo. And you know how you layer yours. I know how Chris Barber layers his, and Big Jim, you layer yours a different way. But the key, that whole deal, is those balanced flavors, layer of flavors you put on first, and then you can top it off and get anything you want to out of it. So that's what's so good about that, and we're excited about it. Now, Susan said that Jim was so patient. Wait a minute now. I thought that was. I thought she was saying about you was patient with her, but I think that was
Rob's daughter.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about. Tell us a little bit about you helping some folks cook this weekend down at Rob Collins' place.
Well, I mean, we were shooting some video, and we all did some layering video, and we were all pretty much done. We had some steaks left over, and we were sitting around just talking and about our cooks and all of that. And Rob's 9-year-old comes in, and she's all about cooking a steak. So they said, asked her if she wanted to cook a steak, and she was game. And somehow I got picked to teach her how to cook a steak. And so we had a steak that was already seasoned up from that we did not cook. So we just grabbed that. So we didn't have to go through the whole thing. And then we went over there and we were doing it. And the funny part of this was, and it was all a joke, but Rob does his steak different than I do mine. I twist both sides, then I flip. So she said, well, now we flip. I said, no, let me take some. I said, we're going to twist this before we flip it. I said, this is the way I do it. And you know what? I'm better than your daddy. And she was all saying, oh, yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not any better.
Well, let me tell you, Jim, of course, well, I know y'all had fun. I wish me and Ronald could have been there. We were shooting video for the YouTube channel. We had this one weekend, and we just couldn't let it go. But thank you for being a part of that thing. When you've got a judge sitting right there and you're practicing and you got a judge there, it makes a big difference because you can play a lot of ground with that. And both Ashley, Robert, Glenn, all of them has told me they just had a ball down there with you guys. And
I have to say,
things.
Susan judged all of our steaks. And, of course, we just laid them out on a cutting board, and she wrote the scores down on every steak, under every steak. So they were actually judged by a judge. So
pretty awesome.
What we were working with.
Yes, sir.
Good.
That's awesome. So tonight, ask the judge, Ronald. Ask the judge. Folks, go ahead and start chiming in. We're going to take 2 or 3 good questions here to finish the show up tonight and let Jim answer these in depth. You want to know what a judge thinks and what's going through a judge's mind. You want to know what happens from your steak from the turn-in table to the cutting table to the judging table. This is the man right here that can answer any question you have when it comes to that. So let's start chiming in with any questions. Ronald, you started off. There's several questions I'm sure you get also throughout the weeks as we talk to folks here and there. What's one of the questions that you get that's more frequent than anything else if you could ask the judge anything you wanted to ask him?
Well, first and foremost, the most questions that I get is about doneness, and that's a loaded question because there's a lot of variables that goes into doneness. I know what I've tweaked in the last 2 contests that I had actually got away from, and that's one. But the one most part right now is, Jim, when you're talking about appearance, and I know that's all over the board, but I think there was a Facebook post last week, I think, that someone said, make sure to pay attention to the bottom part of your steak. And then I'm like, yeah, that's the only part you're going to be judged on, appearance. So if you were going to give a tip for someone that's trying to improve their appearance scores, what would you say?
Well, I mean, yeah, number one, I would say concentrate on the back half of your steak. You have to know, or at least, let's see. I know before my steak ever goes on my grill how it's going to be in my box. I use toothpicks to mark it, and then I make sure that the back half of my steak, if say I got a doorstop and the weight wants to slide, I'm going to concentrate on my marks on the back half of that steak. If I'm missing marks on the spinalis side or whatever, I don't care.
Because the judge will never see that for appearance.
No, sir. I kind of judge where my cut line's going to be, and I concentrate for appearance on that half and flavor on this half. And then I try to temp down my cut line, where I think they're going to cut. And you can pretty much judge where they're going to cut, because they're going to cut 50%, half into of that box of the steak. Now, if your steak slides over here, they're still going to cut it. So if it don't twist, you're not hurt. But if somebody moves it and that steak twists and they cut, well, you just messed up big time. But
Ronald, we're getting a lot of good questions here.
Yeah.
Now, along the line of this judge that's done this, Robert Collum, is a judge supposed to look at the center of the cut for a pink center? Does it having a little gray color on top and bottom of the cut hurt your doneness score?
No, as a matter of fact, a lot of times when you're cooking as hot and fast as we are, you're probably going to get a little bit of gray. I know some people that worry so much about that gray line that they'll put on the grates and then they'll flip and then they'll flip back and then they'll twist. I don't go through all of that because it's on and off so fast. Your gray's not, unless you do something wrong, your gray's not going to be that uneven.
Right.
But unless it's something really ugly, I'm looking at the pink. I don't care about the gray. I'm looking at that pink.
Now,
and that's what most reps will instill in the judges meeting is you're looking at that pink, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, now, so Robert, I hope that got you. And you're looking at the middle of the steak. You're not looking out on the fringes. Where the cut in the middle, that's what you're looking at, correct?
Right. Where most of your pink's going to be, right in the middle. And then, when you cut it, especially if you have a tri-heart, you got meat, and then you got a fat pocket, and then you got meat. Well, I don't look at that fat pocket either. I look at the meat.
Yeah, but you can't look at the meat on this. And I think we get to thinking too much in this, don't you, Jim? Really? I
think it gets overthought a lot, and I'm guilty of it myself. I got so far out of pocket that I couldn't buy a walk. I had to back all the way up and start over.
Then you started going right again, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Michael asked the question, and if we follow Michael, Ronald, I think me and you both, we follow Michael on the Facebook. And Michael's still struggling just a little bit with his flavor profiles. Mike, I just want to say to you, you can choose whichever rub combination that you're looking for. I know this isn't your question, but I'm going to answer something that you had on Facebook this week. I know you've been looking for something that's going to hit for you. As long as you get a good balanced flavor of rubs, you can do that with a lot of different rubs.
Yeah.
One thing it is, I believe, Ronald, with the Arkassippi combo, it's a little easier to get that balanced flavor because they're so balanced to begin with. It's what makes them so popular. Now, he's asking tonight, what would you, Jim, say the opinion on a perfect SCA medium. 140, 145. And I know the answer to this, but
I wish I could tell them one of those numbers and it'd be right every time. But the fact of the matter is, well, I mean, you got tri-hearts, you got spinalis. Those are different temperatures. And then you got different thicknesses of cuts of meat, and that changes that number as well. For me, I'm looking for somewhere. He put out 5 numbers of them. I'm looking for 2 or 3 of them in the middle. I'll tell you that. When I'm cooking, when I'm judging, I don't know any of these numbers. I don't care about these numbers because this is the only part where my opinion doesn't matter on doneness. I have a picture. There's a picture right here. So it matters what this looks like and what that looks like. Doesn't matter what temp it is. It's got to match this picture.
Yeah. And Michael, I'll add to that with the numbers that you put up there. I won a contest back last year, and my steak finished at 150 degrees. Now that steak was probably 1 5/8 inches. Could have been a little over 1 5/8 inches. And, you know, as Jim said, when you go up with the quality of meat, prime to a Wagyu, there's more marbling in there, and it's going to take a higher heat to get that pink center. And that's why we always say that, you know, go with your practice steak. Don't go by what everybody else is saying, because everybody may be using a different technique than you. But your practice steak is sitting there, and you do that. You figure out what that finished at, and then let that ride right over into your turn-in steak. And I think you're going to see some consistency come back to you when you do that.
Now, I'll tell you, I cooked the steak this past weekend down at the ranger station, and it was a spinalis steak, and I let that temp climb to 143, and it was still under, and that was just a cab. So
now let me tell you, we've been preaching this for a long time, folks. We've been on the air now a year. And you know, we've been preaching this. Those numbers are all relative. I mean, Ronald, your number may not be my number. I mean, it's really, that's the truth. And the number today may not be the number this weekend. You can't cook a practice, but you got to know the technique to get there. And it all rests. That's why the practice steak is just as important. Just as important. I can't make some people get this, but it's just as important as the turn-in steak. You know what? It don't have to look good, but you need to get a practice steak that you can work with to get a number off of, and that's where you go with from there. Ronald, you were in my trailer in St. Louis, where were we at? Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, yeah.
You
Kansas
called me
City.
temp steak. It was 149 degrees.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I hit my mark. And you looked at me like a calf looking at a new gate and said, you mean that was it? That's where you want it? I said, yeah. Turned it in 50 and done this, won the contest, 149 degrees. But I'm going to tell you, I could have cooked at 149 degrees 2 weeks ago at the contest in Alabama, and that wouldn't have worked down there. Different states, different conditions, different rides, different everything. So it makes a difference. Now, moving on just a little quicker here because we don't want to run out of time. Facebook user says, what can I do about texture? What are you looking for, Jim?
When you're looking for texture, tenderness is a part of it. Tenderness is by no means all of it. You're cutting with a plastic knife. If it's over tender, you're going to smash that meat and tear it. You're not going to get a good cut through it. And then how is the chew? How is the feel? Does it feel like I got grit in the roof of my mouth because your rub was way too thick on there? You're going to look for a nice, even chew with nothing off-putting, you know. And myself, like in a spinalis, especially when you're trying to cut, the judges will try to cut one steak cut. They will try to cut from the same part of the steak, which is neither here nor there for me. But if I judge your steak and I cut from the left, and then I judge Ronald's steak, I'll cut it from the left. And sometimes you'll get a little gristle. Well, I won't, because that's inherent of a steak. So if it's gristle and I know it's gristle, I usually won't mark down for that. But if I get feels like something sand in the roof of my mouth and my tongue, well, yeah, your texture scores just sucked.
Yeah.
So you want something that chews good, something that has a good, to quote Tuffy Stone, a silky mouth feel, if that makes any sense to anybody. Just want a good chew.
Mm-hmm. What are you seeing more of, Jim? Overdone or under?
Under by far. Under by far.
Yep, that's pretty neat. How long?
And John, I think that has a lot to do with when you research temperatures for steak. 135 is supposedly where the medium line begins. And now I will say that there's some steaks that we've cooked before that had to be in that 136, 38 range. But the majority of them that we cook that's CAB or better. Now on the spinalis end, if they're thinner steaks, that might work 134, 135. But you can't go by a chart when you're looking at so many different cuts of meat and so many different thicknesses of steak, and that all makes a difference.
All makes a difference. That's exactly right.
I will say this. Let me just go back to doneness just a little bit, and I want to say something. When I took my judging class, Ken Phillips taught me, and he said, because he prefers his steak less than medium, like more to the medium rare side or whatever, you'll take a hit in doneness, but your flavor scores may go up. So don't equate doneness with flavor ever. Never, ever. Don't go in there and say, man, my doneness was only a 48. I got to change everything. Don't do that. Pick a score, pick your lowest score, and work on that score only.
That's right.
Because a 50 in taste with a steak that's overdone or underdone might even go up as you get your steak done this right, but it's definitely not going to go down ever.
Right. You're right on the money, brother. Okay, real quick, Caitlin Crane, how long does a judge actually get to look at your steaks to score appearance?
For appearance, probably 5-6 seconds, because what you're going to do is you're going to open this box, you're going to look for appearance and doneness. You're going to close this box up and write your score. Then you're going to open the box up and take your cut and judge the rest of your categories, and you're going to move it on. 20, 30 seconds tops per steak, because they're coming at you hot and heavy.
Got you. And that's just on appearance.
Right.
Okay. Now, Connie Stegall, what factors do you look for to determine tenderizing, marinate time from steak to steak? Now,
when I'm cooking a steak, I'll put it out there. When I get ready to trim, I'm poking this steak. I'm feeling the spinalis end of it a lot. I'm poking it with my finger. If it's tight, then we'll think about marinating. If it's right on the ragged edge, maybe I'll mechanically tenderize. But if I marinate, it depends on what you marinate with on your times. Different ones some are faster than others, and I don't want to tell somebody a hard fast, it takes 12 minutes when this time it's going to take 20, I'm
going to throw out just a little bit of a tip here, and I'm not going to elaborate, but I'm going to say one thing. On some of these marinades, and I'm not going to mention what they are, you better be real careful, because you can over tenderize it.
They're unforgiving. You have to know what you're doing, and if you haven't practiced it at home, don't bring it to a comp.
You'd be better off marinating at a comp and cooking a steak with no tenderizing or marinade than people are. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you, Jim. Am I telling it right? Seriously,
you're telling it exactly right. If I don't practice with a marinade at home, I'll mechanically tenderize, and that's what she's going to ride with, because you can't get it back. Once you've gone too tender, there's no recovery. And a lot of those marinades, even after you take them out of the marinade and you wipe them off, they're still tenderizing that meat, because once you get that bromelain or papain or whatever they're using into that meat, it don't go away until you heat it up to about 140 degrees.
Got to remember that, and that's hurting a lot of people right now. They're shaking their head.
I think so.
Now, Cornish, Ronald says, what's the ideal lighting environment for judging? Now, real quick, what he's meaning by that, and I know what he's talking about here. You go to a judging area like we had, let's say, in Alabama, Ronald. It was all incandescent lighting in there. Then you've got some lighting that's fluorescent. Jim, what lighting do you like to judge under the best for you?
If you're judging in a building or somewhere like that, I like LED, and I like it to be on the 4,000 or 5,000 K temperature, which is close to sunlight. The perfect light for judging a steak is sunlight. But you're not gonna duplicate that in a building or a tent or whatever. The one thing to remember, the only thing that the lighting really affects is your doneness, the way it looks over or under or whatever. But I'm looking at this picture in the same light I'm looking at this piece of meat, so it might be skewed a little bit. But I think people are putting too much emphasis on lighting. The first thing is the lighting is going to be what it's going to be. We don't have any control over it. Control what you can control. We don't have any control over what this promoter can afford or what is donated to them or whatever. We don't have any control over that. If you want to cook a practice steak, as long as you do it early enough, you can run up there and you can look at your steak compared to a picture in that lighting. I've seen it done hundreds of times. They're not going to say anything unless you just go up there and you start showing out. But it is what it is. You're not going to find the perfect light in any building or any tent for judging a steak. If you judge it outside with no tent in a beautiful sunshiny day, that's the perfect light.
That's right. Ronald, you want to elaborate on any of that?
Oh yeah, I mean, you can take your steak in the sunlight and look at it and it's perfect, and then bring it back under your tent in the shade, and you see what the difference is. But I mean, that's another thing about doneness. I mean, we're all going for the same thing. Just like Angel said, every steak is judged under the same light. So everyone's got the same, it's a level playing field, and we just gotta try to hit that, that day. So, that's a great question, because, that comes up from time to time on a lot of contests. You're sitting there scratching your head thinking, what did I do? And that's just part of the competition. That's what keeps us coming back every week.
Hank Couch says, Ronald, and he's just exactly right. He said I've had a 50 and done this at 138 finish, and I have too, depending on the steak. And then I had a 50 and done this at 149 on another one up in Kansas City, and you saw it with your own eyes. Now, Jim, I'm afraid that a lot of folks are not temping these steaks correctly with these leave-in probes. I will say that. I believe they can get off, and I think that's hurting. I think they're chasing a little bit there.
Maybe.
But to a degree.
I used to leave-in probe, but before, like I said before, I know where my halfway mark is. I know where my fat pockets, my visible fat pockets are. And I'll put my probe in like a lot of people do. I've put it in from the top. I've put it in from the side. I prefer to go in from the side, halfway in, or how far I need to go. And then I'll watch it. But I don't rely 100% on this dot. Once I start getting up close, the thermopin's coming out.
Yep.
So you're going to want to check and double check, and because that's one of the things you can control. So control it.
Yep, and watch it. It don't hurt to run two thermometers if you need to, but I never, ever trust a leave-in probe, period. Never. And I just there's too many variables that can go wrong. You got it straight in, and then it can go just a quarter of an inch or whichever way, and you can change. Get it close, and then finish it out with your thermopen. Yeah. Hey, David Mayer says, there's our old buddy, David Mayer, one of the great guys in this sport. Love him to death. Yep. One of my good friends. He says, one of the best texture explanations, Jim, that he's ever heard. Well, so you got your kudos right there, brother.
Gotta love some David Mayer.
David Mayer. David Mayer has been an inspiration to me. He's a great friend. Okay, Facebook user says, does the fat line thickness between the cap and the rest lower the points?
No.
Shouldn't.
No. I mean, the only way it would is if you didn't have good knife work and it split. And you split below the cut line. Again, this is where you need to concentrate on the back half of this steak, the steak farthest away from you. It can split up front all it wants to. As long as it don't split on the back, it's fine. But the fat's between the spinalis and the eye, and you're not eating it. So, no, it won't unless you really screw it up. Unless your knife work sucks so bad.
Jim, we've got about 5 more minutes on your segment of the show, and we'll do the giveaway and shut her down tonight. Angel Todd just says, and she's perfectly on the money again, she says you need to know how long to marinate. Sometimes 5 minutes is too much, and with some of these aggressive marinades, 5 minutes, you may have mush on your hands.
That's fact. But that's why I say if you're going to use a marinade, the best advice I can give you is practice. Don't come into an event and say, well, I used P&L last time, but I'm going to try this Wicked Pig. They both work very different. And if you don't know what you're doing, you are going to ruin a steak real fast.
Right. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah. Dustin Jones says the best thing I've learned on here is to go by what your practice steak tells you. Ronald, that's one of your that's exactly one of the things that you said from day one right there.
All right, now I'll throw a monkey wrench into all of that. I don't cook.
Jim, don't give the farm away now, brother. I don't
cook a practice steak. Very rarely do I cook a practice steak.
And you know, Jim, you know how I feel about that. I've told you several times, hadn't I?
But my biggest fear, and it has come to light, is going to do something with my steak and dropping one on the ground. Now it's trimmed and it's seasoned and it's ready to go. And I did that very thing in Laurel, Mississippi. My worst fear come to life. I went to twist it and change hands, and it ended up on the ground. So running the trailer, grabbed the other steak, and we were good to go. But I practice at home a lot. Ask any of my neighbors; they're all tired of steak. I promise you.
Jim, Dustin Jones says, "Could your steak actually be perfect doneness, but the lighting caused you to have a bad score?"
I won't say it could cause you to have a bad score. It can affect your doneness score because it's inherent lighting. But I don't think that it's going to. I don't think it's going to matter. You know, it might drop you to a 9 if you have a 10. I don't think it'll drop you to an 8. I don't think it's ever going to be that bad. The lighting's never that bad, and it's one of them things that if you're on the fence, you as a judge are encouraged to go with the higher of the scores. You know, it's like, oh, that could be a 10, but it really could be a 9. Well, it's a 10. If you're on the fence like that, it's a 10.
Papo Joe's Huddo mentions this, and this is really not a judging question. I'll answer this one, Ronald. Do you really season the bottom of your steak heavier than the top? Well, it just depends on what you're trying to achieve with that. You could. I've seen some people do that. I've seen some people not. It just depends on your style of cooking, I will say on that.
Well, you have to be careful with that because you can go so heavy that it'll affect your texture scores because it won't cook off. And you pull your thing up and you leave it all over your grates, and and it doesn't cook in, and now you have sandpaper on your texture scores. So I may go a little heavier, but I mean, let's not put a half inch of layers on the bottom of that steak.
Right.
Yeah, and too, another thing there is to make sure you allow your steak time to absorb. Actually pull that moisture out to absorb that seasoning to where that. I mean, in other words, don't season your steak 2 minutes before you're going to put it on the grill. Leave you enough time for that to have time to work into the steak.
That's right. Chris Barber says, just be consistent. You'll find what you want. Yeah. And the thing about that is if you're hitting and you're consistently good, that's a good thing. But there is a danger of cooking a consistent way that at home that don't ever hit. And somewhere you've got to find what hits and then get consistent. Find what works and then stay consistent. Yep. That's the thing. Yep. And the only way to tell that is get out and cook an SCA competition. Get your steaks in front of judges, because what Sister So-and-so down the street where you live or your next door neighbors say don't always work. You need to know what the judges are going for. Harvard says, man, the dot is all I use. Maybe that's why I need to check my stuff. Maybe I need to get your magic dot, Harvard. We know Barbara's done great this year. Yeah. Don't change a thing, Barbara. That's the main thing for you. Just keep doing exactly what you're doing. We don't want you to change nothing. Let me see. Angel Todd says most reps, if not all, look at the fat line and give the cooks the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, they
do. Jim? Yep. And Candace says always, and that's the thing I see with SCA.
Yep. Exactly.
We have the cutting tables that I've been involved with. They've been well trained and well versed on where to cut the steak to. If they have to move it a quarter inch to give the cook the upper hand, they will. I mean, they're not going to go down to give you a 75-25, but they're gonna give the cook every advantage they can.
Yep, 100%. Yep. Carol Burson says, "Just have fun."
Yep,
we're doing that. I'm having fun tonight, ain't y'all?
Yeah.
We love Miss Carol. Always good to see her. All right, let's see. Let's take a couple of more, and we'll finish her out. I'm looking here. Just bear with me.
That's about all I saw over here.
Yep, I think so. Oh, so Tony Stegall says take notes of your cooks to reference. Times, temps, weather conditions makes a world of difference to study your own scores.
I can show you notes from the barbecue days back to about 2007 or 8 that I still have in my barbecue trailer.
Yeah,
always take notes. Always.
Yeah. And Kitty Dolan says we cut the steak to benefit the cooks.
That's fact.
Good deal.
That's right.
That's what we like.
That's awesome. Okay, folks. Well, we had a bunch of questions. I love these segments, Ronald.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to emphasize to all of the cooks, seasoned, new coming, maybe want to cook someday, take a judging class and judge a comp or two. It will flatten your curve, your learning curve so much. It's just uncanny.
Yeah.
So,
well, and that's what Candace Rogers preaches all time to do so. Yep. And there's Joey Gilmore with us tonight. Yep. Joey, hope you're doing good, my friend. Hadn't got to visit with you in a while, but I want to tell you, hope you're well. Can't wait to see you out there cooking again. Brent Howard, he said he thought he was the only one that took notes. Brent's detail-oriented, buddy. I'm going to tell you something. He's coming off some – if he ever gets back out and goes to cooking, I'm looking for him to do some pretty good things. So, hey, this has been an awesome show.
Yeah.
Jim, I want to tell you, congratulations on your rub, my friend.
I'll be getting with you to drop some off for the show to do it as they see fit. Going up tomorrow to pick up some so I can have it on hand in Decatur in case anybody's interested. And I'll hook the show up with a case or so and do as you see fit.
That is awesome. We may do some giveaways with that stuff.
Yeah, we'll do some giveaways on that. Yeah.
All right. Well, Jim, good to see you, my friend. We'll be with you in Decatur, Alabama, down on Arkassippi Alley down there this weekend. It's going to be a fun time. What do you think? You going to win it?
If anybody tells you they're not going down there to win it, they're lying. Look, after going to the Alabama championships and just walking around like a tourist, I swore that ain't happening again.
You ain't gonna do that no more, are you, brother?
That ain't That I had a great time. No, that ain't happening again.
Well, I want to tell you tonight, we appreciate all of Arkassippi Nation, everybody that's been on board with us tonight. We can't tell you how much we appreciate what you do to support our show.
Sure.
We've been going almost a year. This little thing has grown from just nothing to around the last 3 or 4 weeks has been lots and lots of views, and it's just grown by leaps and bounds. We can't tell you how much we appreciate that and the SCA family for getting behind us. We get a lot of reps and cooks and just folks on here that just has been so good to us. And we want to start right here and say thank you for that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We've got a great giveaway tonight, and we're going to get ready to do that. So everybody kind of get off the keyboard, if you would, right now. If you don't mind, we'll let everybody clear your keyboards out. No typing for the next few minutes here, because we're going to take the first person that answers this next question. Okay, we're still getting folks typing. Y'all hold tight. We can't start till everybody stops. The first person that will answer this question, and you'll know the answers, but we'll have to get the fastest typer, and it'll have to pull up. Folks, we appreciate you chiming in. Thank you so much. So, Miss Kitty, thank you for being on with us. We'll miss all of you. Brent Howard asked, "Is your rub on the shelf at Townsend's, Jim?"
I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Okay. All right. Now everybody's kind of laid off the typing now. So here's our trivia question, and here's the big prize of the night: a $50 store credit for Townsend Spice and Supply. You can buy a lot of grilling supplies with that, Ronald. $50 store credit plus 2 bottles of any variety of the Arkassippi combo that you want. $50 store credit plus 2 bottles of any variety of the Arkassippi combo that you want tonight. Okay? And here's the question, y'all. And we'll take the first one that chimes in tonight. We just had Freddie Ellis, Nathan Cornish, Pat Howell, and Bruce Newsom on with us tonight. Awesome cookers from Johnny Well Smokehouse team. What is their home city and where do they originate from? The city and state, please. City and state. They shared that with us 2 or 3 times. Whoa,
there it
Caitlin
is.
Crane.
Hey.
Caitlin Crane.
Mount Olive,
North Carolina. Yep.
There
That's
you
it.
go.
That's it.
So,
Caitlin Crane, you're the big winner tonight.
You're the big winner tonight. We're going to have more of these giveaways each week from Townsend Spice and Supply and others. Got another big giveaway next week. And Connie Stegall, if you will put us a graphic out just like you did this week for everybody that subscribes to the YouTube channel, go over right now, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Arkassippi Smoke Live. And if you don't mind, folks, we're going to have another giveaway this week. We're going to give away that Arkassippi chicken combo plus Arkassippi Smoke Live hat. Next Monday night, we'll cut it off on Sunday. You'll be loaded into the hat. We'll pull the name out, and whoever has subscribed within this week is eligible to win. Now, I'll let you just one more thing. Be watching for our brand new YouTube channel coming out, or YouTube show coming out tomorrow. Episode 1 of the competition kids pork chops ancillary category. Secrets, tips, tricks for SCA Kids Q competition. Ronald, I had fun doing that one, didn't you?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, John. Those
good
both our pork chops were looking awesome, man. That was great.
Can't wait for that one. All right, without any further ado, Big Jim, anything before we leave?
One thing, those that have been on here looking to find my rub, if they want to buy it right this second, Papo Joe's in Hutto has been pre-selling it for a few weeks. You can buy it right there. They'll have their first shipment in the next couple of days and ship it right out to you.
That's great, Jim. Awesome. Papaw Joe's and Hutto, second to none. Great folks. They're great. We've got a lot of good folks on here that sponsor our show. Great Grilling Supply Stores. Papaw Joe's and Hutto's another great one. Connie Stiegel says, dang, she can't get a Arkassippi hat, Ronald.
No, we've got you one.
Yep. All right. Well, folks, it's been a great show for us. I do want to say, be sure and be watching for tomorrow night's Q Chat with Jake Harshman and Dave Travis. Appreciate those guys. Don't forget about the Tailgate Guys radio show. Ronald, you and I will be on that show here coming up in the next few weeks. We'll let you know a little bit more about that coming on. And then be sure and catch the Barbecue Champs Live with Big Mike Steele and Mr. Robert Smith, one of the best two-time world champion, best barbecue cooks in the nation. He'll be out there in that show tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Time. Going to be a great time. And, folks, it's been our pleasure to be on tonight. Thank you for everything. Arkassippi Nation, keep after it. And, folks, we'll see you going live down in Decatur, Alabama this weekend for the SCA competition. We're going to try to win. I'm cooking the ancillaries too, Ronald. And try that Robin Hooker out on those chicken wings and see what happens.
There you go.
And we'll see y'all down there, Big Jim. Nathan, Johnny Macwell's Smokehouse. Good to see y'all tonight. You guys still on. Here they are.
Look at that. They're still around.
I got a pledge to make to y'all. The lady that just won the prize, if Caitlin, if you can give me the information, we're gonna send her a gift back from
There you go.
Right.
Come on, John, I'll get it, and we'll add that in on the little prize.
Oh man, thank you, brother.
Good deal. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
We didn't chime in right quick because we heard it.
Good deal.
Hey, thank y'all so much, Caitlin. Remember, contact Freddie or Nathan. They got you a prize pack coming from Johnny Macwell Smokehouse over there. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Hey, we'll see y'all next time.
Thank you, guys.
Smoke Live.
Appreciate it.
Have fun cooking. See you now. Bye-bye.
Bye.